So every year, the NFL free agency period leaves us with a storyline that has a season-long arc to it. The reason why the NFL is so great and is so front and center in this great North American country of ours, America, is because it's a week-to-week league. You know, what happens on a Sunday we talk about for an entire week, and that can totally change the next Sunday, and that's what we talk about for the entire week, and so on and so forth. And you multiply that by 32 teams, and you got yourself, on top of people sprinkling maybe a little bit of their hard-earned American dollars on top of stuff, a league that's highly popular. But there are season-long storyline arcs that are usually born out of a draft or out of a free agent signing. Last year, the storyline was obvious. Tampa Bay getting Tom Brady, and then Gronk shows up in the spring, and then right on the doorstep of the season, Leonard Fournette, and then in the middle of the season, Antonio Brown. And I just named for you all the people who scored touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their championship season in the Super Bowl. Okay. So that's an outlier, though. You don't want to be the active team in the spring. You don't want to be that team that signs everybody. You don't want to be that team that everyone's talking about. Well, what a signing. Like, say, C.J. Mosley with the Jets. 5 years, $85 million. He has, since signing that contract, played a grand total of 2 National League football games. Right. Don't want to be that team. That's why Packers fans go crazy. You know, when Ted Thompson, may he rest in peace, would sit on his hands right around now. Yep. And and they would go crazy watching everybody sign everybody. And then it's just kind of like that Hoosiers scene, because everything goes back to Hoosiers for me, where Coach Dale is waving his game plan and his leather satchel at the howling fan base. Like, I got this. This is my plan. Chill out, everybody. That's why the Patriots never really dipped a toe in free agency. They let everybody else make these crazy-ass deals while they sit back in the Patriot way and beat your brains in. Now, the New England Patriots, they haven't just dipped a toe in free agency. They have been caught in the riptide. They have been dragged in the undertow. They're full all in. Like, Belichick has cannonballed off the keel of 19 rings, or whatever he's calling his boat. There is a new cryptocurrency in the National Football League, and it is called Billcoin.
Let's go.
Remember, Chris, just way back when, say like last week when they signed Cam Newton.
That's right.
And we're well, who's he going to play with? And then the conversation was also, I forget which, I think it was Peter King said, our colleague from here on NBC Sports and NBC Sports on Peacock, he said, this is Belichick's way of saying to Cam, not your fault, our fault. We didn't surround you with the necessary tools. We didn't surround you with the necessary preparation. We signed you in June. Our bad. We've got it.
Right.
Boy, do they have it.
Oh, baby.
Boy, do they have. Who are they going to play with?
Oh, baby.
How about not one but 2 tight ends in Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry? How about not 2 one but 2 wide receivers in Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne? And how about we get you back on the field by rushing the passer with Matt Judon from Baltimore, and then we'll snag Jalen Mills to play on the back end? How about that? And that's just not even
the guys
the full
who are coming
extent.
back.
This is not the full extent.
The opt-out guys that are back.
Well, it's not also all the free agent signings that they've had. We just gave you 6 keys. Like, the keys are jangling. They're all on the ring. And it's kind of crazy because we're not used to this sort of thing. And Jalen Mills is coming on the back end of a defense where J.C. Jacksons of the world get turned out. You got to figure he's going to be improved, and then you take edge pass rushers. 9 out of 10 top edge pass rushers went off the board yesterday. Yeah. The top, you look at anybody's top 10 list of pass rushers, pretty much 90% of them were taken off the board yesterday, and Belichick grabbed one. Got to rush the passer, and it's all the better that you take one from Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so to that mix. Edelman, you're assuming, is going to come back, and then you've got your running back core that that you already have Damian Harris and Rex Burkhead and Sony Michel. And, I know James White is there, but he's expected to leave. But Edelman comes back to that, right? Jacoby Myers, add him to the list. N'Keal Harry, he better start balling in practice. Otherwise, he might wind up somewhere else. And suddenly Cam Newton. Now it's like Cam Newton. Here we go.
Here we go.
Cam likes to throw the football a little high sometimes. How about 2 monstrous tight ends for you to throw to? And this is not just your normal free agent signings. Don, would you mind putting that board of the 6 keys that we put up there? If you notice, none of them are longer than 4 years.
Right.
Okay. And if you notice, only 2 are $50 million and north. And all of them, by the time toe meets ball this year, after having all their birthdays and during the season, none of them will be age 30 or above. None of them are these, like second,
Veterans.
third-year contract free agents that you're overspending for because you're trying to eke out the last couple of years of their prime years. Hunter Henry will be 27 in December. Jonnu Smith turns 26 in August. So does Kendrick Bourne. Judon turns 29 in August. Aguilar will be 28 in May. And Mills is 27 next month. They're all in their prime years. They're young.
Yeah, this isn't Junior Seau coming over to try to chase a ring.
Now, here's the issue. And I'm not saying that this will be one, but who's going to be the one to teach him the Patriot way? Who's that one? Is it Edelman? Who's the one in the locker room who's going to teach him the Patriot way? Is it Hightower coming back? Is it Patrick Chung coming
Devin
back?
McCourty,
Is McCourty coming?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, that's the guys because,
sure.
And Cam. Let's not forget the re-signing of Cam, what this means. Cam was chosen by New England out of, one would say, last summer. Desperation is one way to put it. That's one way to put it. And I think that's not putting it anything other than spitting truth.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty accurate.
Now they chose Cam by absolute total want to choice, and he's got all these new teammates. Who's been through it before? Cam Newton, your quarterback's been through it before. He's going to be more confident. I kind of dig it.
Oh, I've already talked myself into
I know
this.
you've talked yourself into it. And it's, again, welcome to the rest of us in the NFL where we're all hoping that our team has made the right moves in March. You're never worried about that with the Patriots. Sometimes you're like, you only play the in Bill We Trust card down on the table on a draft weekend where he drafts 3 players despite having 10 picks because he's traded 7 of them to move around the draft board to get guys you've never heard of or trade for 4th and 5th and 6th rounders next year. And that's part of it, too, that you always wonder that, Bill is always playing the game of 4-dimensional chess.
Right.
He knows what next year's draft will hold at the linebacker position because he's that smart. Or is he just, in this case, you're seeing it already. You're seeing that Bill saw down the road. He saw what free agency is this year. He knows it's a smaller cap. He's got a huge piece of the cap pie. The average cap space coming into the free agency in the NFL for a team was $13 million. Patriots had over 60.
Yep.
So, everybody's already adding the layer of Belichick sees the chessboard in a way that your team does not, by saying he has made these moves, and this is why he's striking now. You won't ever see this again, and that's entirely possible. Or they went 7-9. Brady wins the Super Bowl. He's like, screw it. I got to throw all the chess pieces up in the air. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.